Hello Team S&G and welcome to another update. Hey, it's a new year. We came out with our new theme for S&G this year. It's called Be the Best. And you might say, what's that mean? Is it be the best as S&G the company, which we're always striving to do? We have the best stores, the best selection, the best value, best installers. But what it means to you individually is be the best in several different areas or all the areas. You can be the best at follow-up, the best at closing, the best at the qualifying questions, the best at romancing, the best at setting up estimates, the best at writing sales, the best closure rate, the best margin. There's a lot of different areas that you can be the best at. And when I say be the best, does that mean be the best in the store and compete against your fellow employees? That's one way of looking at it. But it also can mean just being the absolute best that you as an individual could be. Okay, so maybe last year you averaged setting up, 19 estimates a month. Well, maybe you set your goal for this year being the best of saying, I'm going to set up 22 estimates every month. Or maybe your written sales, you averaged, 62,000 a month last year. Maybe this year you're going to set your goal to write 70,000 a month. Whatever it is individually and wherever you need help and want to improve, you got to get that mindset of saying, I'm going to be the best, I'm going to be better, and go for it. And train and practice, and you definitely will raise your game and raise your sales, which in turn will earn you more money. So that was kind of the theme, or why we chose Be the Best, because we want everyone to internalize it and practice and become better in their trade. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. Wanted to review. We got a lot of new people with the company nowadays, especially in the sales staff. There are three basic things or goals as a new customer comes in the store. The first one that you should always have in the back of your mind is you want to get them in the computer. When the consumer's name, information, you get all that email and everything, you get it all in the computer. A couple things. First off, it allows you to do follow-up. It means that you've connected with the customer, also that they're willing to give you the information, and it also kind of lays claim for you as far as that customer and who's going to earn the commission. Okay? Your second goal with every new customer, after you've gotten them in the computer, is to schedule an estimate. We have to go out and measure. The more measures you do, the better you're going to sell. Okay? We know every time we do an estimate for years and years and years, we're going to sell somewhere around 60% of every measure that we do. Okay, 6 out of 10. So if you set up 10 estimates in a month, you're going to close 6 jobs. If you set up 20 estimates in a month, you're probably going to sell 12 jobs. If you set up 30 estimates, you're probably going to sell 18. So it's kind of like that's kind of the law of average, if you will. Now granted, there's variations and such, but the more estimates, the better. Okay? So that's always your second goal, is to set up the estimate. And then your third goal, obviously, is to close the job, get the sale. Okay, and again, that comes back to a lot of things you do, but always have in the back of your mind those three things. A new customer walks in, you want to get their information, get them some samples in their hand, get them in the computer, schedule that estimate, and then close the job. Okay, that's always our ultimate goal with every new customer that walks in the store. Okay, I happen to be doing a little bit of traveling here recently. Was down in the Bay Area the last couple days. And actually yesterday I was in the Almaden store, who had an absolutely awesome January in written sales. They crushed their team bonus. They beat it by like $100,000, so it was awesome. But a gentleman, Mark, there happened to say, I congratulate him, say, guys, way to go. You beat the number, beat the heck out of the number. Everybody got their $450. And one of the sales staff, Mark, says to me, he says, it was easy. It was like an easy 500K that we wrote. And I said, really? He goes, yeah. He goes, all I did is, you just talk to the people, you ask them some questions, they give you the information, you show them some products that are going to work for them, and then you tell them why it's going to work, and they're willing to give you the money and give you the deposit and place the order. And I was like, wow, I haven't had anybody tell me it was easy to kill or crush the team bonus numbers. But in hindsight, I was driving home, I was thinking about what Mark said, and he was absolutely right on. There are basically 5 steps of any sale. The first one is romancing, which is where you get to know the customer a little bit. The second one is qualifying, where you're asking those 20, 21, 22, 25, maybe 30 different qualifying questions. So you can gather all that information, and then you do a presentation, which is when you're showing the product and telling why that product's going to work to fulfill their needs. They've given you all this information. If you've asked the questions, now you're going to tell them what's going to work to fulfill those needs from the questions, from the information you've learned. Okay? Then you're going to, after you've qualified, you're presenting, and then you're going to close the sale because you've fulfilled all the needs, you've answered all their questions, and then you're going to follow up after the job's installed and ask for future business, send them a thank you card with their business cards, make sure they're totally satisfied, maybe check in later in the year, call and wish them, hey, happy Valentine's Day, or call and say, hey, happy 4th of July. I know some of the stores last year, the salespeople sent out Christmas cards. Was a big hit. I know one person said they got over $20,000 in sales in January because they sent Christmas cards in December. One person said specifically they were going to buy at another store, but when they got the Christmas card from S&G, they came over and placed the order with us versus the competitor. We were more money, but because of the Christmas card, they wanted to do business with us. It was over a $9,000 job. So don't lose sight of how valuable it is to stay in touch with your past customers. So anyway, so the 5 steps of a sale again are romancing, qualifying, presenting, the close, and then the follow-up after the job. So, okay, I got another tip. I was in Pleasanton. One of the new salespersons there, Don, I was talking to Callie, the store manager. And Don relayed, he was reading some books and stuff, and he said, you know, what occurred to me is when I'm doing my follow-up, I have to set a goal. Before I get on the phone and call, I have to have a goal of what I'm trying to accomplish with that follow-up. Bill Kavanaugh, a longtime store manager up in Rancho, great salesman, always said, have a reason why you're making the call. You're not calling just to follow up, see how you're doing, you're just checking in. That's bogus. You have to have a reason, okay? You have to have that the schedule is getting impacted. You have to say, you know, the sale's coming to an end. I put the material on hold. Have a reason to call, okay? To try to first close the sale. And if you can't do that, have a question or try to find out what's preventing them from placing the order. It could be time frame, could be budget, could be not sure, could be the wrong color. You don't know unless you ask the questions, okay? Sales, believe it or not, is all about listening, okay? You ask the questions, you have to listen. So, okay, I want to recognize the top riders from January in the individual stores. First off, we had Gabriella and in Almaden with sales over 85,000, so super strong month. Angela and Cupertino had sales over 78,000. Julie in Elk Grove, sales over 69,000. Good job. Victoria led the Pleasanton store. I believe this might have been her first time of leading the Pleasanton store. Sales over 60,000, so congratulations, Victoria. Sherry in Rancho Cordova led the whole company. Awesome, awesome month for Miss Sherry. Sales over 97,000, which is a fabulous, fabulous January. Way to go, Sherry. Scott led the way in Rockland with sales over 82,000. And then Mr. John Agorzat in Santa Clara led the way with sales over 78,000. Okay, so all great, great numbers, all those top performers in each store. But I want to take a minute to explain something to you. So if you wrote $60,000 or more in January, that translates, because January is a slower time in floor covering, that's going to translate to the busy months. When we get to June, July, August, September, October, 60,000 in January is going to translate to 90,000 in the busy months. Okay, we're going to be about 50% busier later in the year than we are in the beginning of the year. So, what's that mean? If you wrote 60,000 in January, you're going to be writing in the 90s come the busy time. That means that you're going to be $1 million rider for the company. Okay, when you're $1 million rider, last year we had 2 people. We had Stephanie in Rockland, we had John in Santa Clara, both be $1 million riders. If you're $1 million rider with S&G, that is something to be really proud of, because there are very, very few national $1 million riders in floor covering. So that's something to be proud of. So I wanted to share with you how many people wrote 60,000 or more in January with S&G. Almaden, we had Shauna, Mark, and Patty. In Elk Grove, we had James, Christina, Carol was really close. Pleasanton, we had Bill. Rancho, we also had Luke over 60,000. Rockland, we had Stephanie, Bobby, Shannon. And in Santa Clara, we had Alicia. So, I look at all those, plus the top riders, which was another 6 or 7. For this year, right now, after January, 1 month into the year, potentially we could have probably 10, 12, maybe $15 million riders. So, don't lose sight of that, okay? This is part of the new year. It's part of your goal setting. Hopefully you've all set goals for business. It'd be great to have a bunch of $1 million riders. Okay, all it takes is your persistence, your dedication, keeping the eye on the prize, and remembering what you come to work for every day. It's to service that customer, treat them well, and get the order. Okay? Hey guys, thanks for checking in, watching the videos. We appreciate it, and we'll see you around the stores. And happy sales, and happy I'm sorry, not 4th of July, but happy Valentine's Day if I don't see you before. So take care, everybody. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.